This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's start. Let me connect to the system. So Rajesh, I think you got an issue while you are trying to make the payment, right? Yesterday we have
Yes,
seen
sir.
that issue. We are also facing the same issue. So let me try to first close it and then go further to the next topic. So just let me connect to the system. Okay, so you are using transaction app dash 53.
Hi, good morning, Vikram.
Yes, Govan.
Yeah, actually, before we proceed the this one new uh, topic, actually I have a doubt about the. Actually, yesterday I have tried, okay, for posting on FB 50. Okay,
Bhavan, just 1 minute. I am
so
not proceeding. I am solving one issue from Rajesh. Once I complete this, then you can tell me what is the issue that you are facing.
okay. It means you are also solving the issues, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Rajesh, this is your
Uh,
company code?
It is RAD.
RAD. Currency, I think, was USD. For RAD, I am taking this
Yeah,
bank
Russian
account.
bank.
This one, okay. Amount
14,900.
14,900, right?
Yeah.
Which vendor?
The test first one.
Okay. This is an error that you are getting. This is warning, first of all. No amount tolerance range entered for company code RAD. And then no amount tolerance. Same warning message got converted to error. So no amount tolerance range entered for company code RAD. This is related to the earlier tolerance that we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier document tolerance. So for that you go to SPRO, IMJ, financial accounting, global settings, document, tolerance group, define the tolerance group. Here I can see this, but have you assigned your user ID to some other tolerance group? What is your user ID? Rajesh, what is your user ID?
S user 9. The second one, yes.
yeah, actually, it's not assigned. I think.
So RAD is your company code, blank tolerance group. Okay, let's go and see once again. Yeah, now we are getting another error. So first document tolerance error is resolved. Now this is related to vendor tolerance that we have seen yesterday, right?
Can you quickly guide through how to solve this one? I tried to do it, but I could not.
Yeah. So T043G. First, let's see in the table, is this the normal tolerance or the vendor tolerance? So table T043G, you can see tolerance group for customers and vendors. So yesterday, if you remember, I shown you in SPRO, even I was getting the same error yesterday. In financial accounting, accounts receivables and payables, business transactions, outgoing payments, manual outgoing payments, and defined tolerances for vendors. Right here, have you entered one line for your company code here?
No, I don't think so. I did that part. Yes.
Yeah, so yesterday, if you remember, I tried to copy the 1710 with blank tolerance and provided my company code here.
Okay.
Okay, now this tolerance will resolve that issue. So let's go and see once again. Enter. Yes, you can see now it is allowing you to proceed. So
Okay,
there are two
perfect.
tolerances. One is document tolerance that we have seen in GL, and second is vendor customer tolerance that we have seen yesterday and now also.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, Bhavan, tell me. Bhavan, what is the issue that you are facing?
Yes. Please go to FAGLL03 for the GL line items,
Okay.
and GL account is for so okay, company code is BMPL.
Hmm.
Okay, and please enter this one, a refreshment expenses account.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and all items and execute.
Hmm.
See, the document number I am facing it same.
Sorry?
See the document number. Document number.
Ah.
Yeah, actually, I have passed the two entries, but they are picked the same document number.
See, this is document number on 31st of March. This is document
Hmm.
number. I told you the combination of document number, company code, and fiscal year is a unique combination. So
Okay.
first we posted this document on
Mhm.
31st of March. Okay. And
Yes.
then if you see the second document that is posted in April. So the combination is again the same
Okay.
document number, but the fiscal year is different.
Okay.
And these two lines are here. So total three lines, two lines from this document number and two lines from the same document number for previous fiscal year.
Okay. Actually, I am
Here
suspecting
also,
that only.
if you see here also, you can see, you can bring the fiscal year column. It will show you one is in 2020 and two lines are in 2021 fiscal year. Clear?
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. Any other questions?
So suppose if I have made one more entry in the GL, so that would be going to automatically going to be pick the next number, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions before we proceed with the new topic? Okay. If not, what we discussed yesterday was we discussed that in AP, after the first thing that we need to do is we need to create the master data. For AP, the master data is vendor. We need to create a vendor, and we understood that in order to create a vendor in SAP S/4HANA system, we need to create a business partner. And yesterday we have seen some transactions. So we understood how to book the vendor invoice using transaction FB60. We also understood how to make the vendor payment using transaction F-53. We also understood how to create a debit memo using transaction FB65. Right? So these are the three transactions that we discussed from AP point of view. Similarly, from AR point of view also, we discussed the same thing. What we will do today is we will understand what are the down payments. We will understand what is a vendor clearing, and then some other important topics. We will understand what are the payment terms and how those are configured. We already discussed basics of payment terms yesterday, but we will understand today how to configure the new payment terms if required. Okay, and then we will try to make the foreign transactions. We will try to post the foreign transactions. So these are the things that we will discuss today. Let's start with the advance payments, down payments. See, normally what happens is the process. If I talk about the AP process, normal AP process, normal AP process is first you receive the invoice, okay, and then you make the payment. This is a normal process, okay, but sometimes vendor may ask you to make advance payment even before. Obviously, when we are saying advance payment, this means the advance payment has to be done before the invoice is received from the vendor, right? So in this particular way, the process is first you make the down payment to vendor, then you receive the invoice, you book the invoice, and finally clear the down payment with invoice and pay the remaining amount. Okay, for example, if you are making the 50% down payment, in that case, in my example, what I'll do is make the down payment to the vendor 50%. I will make the 50% down payment to the vendor. Then I will receive the invoice. I will clear the 50% down payment with the invoice, and then the remaining 50% I will pay through normal payment. Right? So this is how the down payment process work in SAP. Down payments, as I told you, advance, there is nothing called as advance payment in SAP. Advance payments are called as down payments. Okay, so how to make a down payment to the vendor? In order to make the down payment to the vendor, what you need to do is you need to go to accounting, financial accounting, accounts payables, document entry, and you will be able to see the down payment folder. Okay, click on the down payment. You will be able to see down payment request, down payment, and clearing. These are the three transactions: F-47, F-48, and F-54. Now, can you tell me, when you make the down payment to the vendor, what would be the accounting impact? Which account will get debited, which account will get credited when you make the down
Vendor
payment to the
account
vendor?
debit to cash.
Vendor account debit to bank account.
To bank or
Or
cash.
cash. You are making payment from cash, then it will be cash. So vendor account, again, the question is which vendor account? The same vendor account, vendor reconciliation account that we already created? That is our liability account, right? The vendor account, yesterday, if you remember, we posted an invoice. When we posted the invoice, what was the accounting impact? Let me show you. If I go to FB03 and I want to see the documents in our company code XYIN with document type KR, which means I want to see the vendor invoice. So these are the vendor invoices that we have posted. If I open one, you can see here the vendor was credited. And if I want to see which GL was credited, I need to go to the general ledger view. So this is a GL account, accounts payable domestic, which is my liability account. So do you mean that same GL account should get debited now when I'm making the advance payment to the vendor?
Yes.
Wrong accounting, no? Because it is my liability account. Advances to the vendors, is it a liability account? If you are making the advances to the vendors, it is not your liability account, right?
Yes.
It is your current asset. And that is the reason for advances, we need to create a separate GL account. And we need to map this reconciliation account to the advance account. Let me show you how. So first of all, you will need to create a new GL. So I'm going to transaction FS00. Okay, and since these advances are my current assets, that is the reason that will come under this group. So I'll create a new GL account 2003 0004. Next GL, whatever number is available, I'm just creating. Okay, and this is going to be my GL account type balance sheet. Account group would be assets. Okay, not exactly AR, but it is going to be current assets. So forget about the account group and description. I think something I entered wrong. Yeah, it is 203. So number is not correct. Let me do it once again. FS00. So 203 00004. GL account type would be balance sheet. Account group would be asset. This would be advances to suppliers. Okay, in control data, this advances to supplier is also my reconciliation account related to vendor. And that is the reason I have to specify this as reconciliation account for account type vendor. Okay, in create bank interest, again, this is a reconciliation account. So for reconciliation account, I told you to use YB67, which is for reconciliation accounts. Okay, so I want system to debit this particular GL account. Okay, and in order to do that, I have to do one small configuration. For down payments also, there is a separate configuration. SPRO, IMG, financial accounting, accounts receivables and payables, business transactions. Here you would be able to see the down payment received and down payment made. Which one I should configure now for AP? Received or made?
Made.
We are making the down payment, right? So from AP point of view, down payments made. Here you can see this configuration. Define alternative reconciliation account for down payments. Alternative reconciliation account. Why alternative reconciliation account? Because we don't want to touch our main reconciliation account. We don't want to debit the same reconciliation account that we are using for invoice. And that is the reason this is also called as alternative reconciliation account. So click on this. Here you will be able to see different different spatial GL indicators. Okay, this is also one of the very important functionality in SAP called a spatial GL indicator. So if someone asks you what is a spatial GL indicator, you can give the same example what I'm showing you currently. Spatial GL indicators are used for making the down payments or advance payments to the vendors, right? There are two important spatial GL indicators, A and F. I'll explain you both. Let me first go to A. For down payments, we normally use A. It will ask you for the chart of account. And here what you need to do is you need to specify the normal recon account, and here you need to specify the alternate reconciliation account. Which is our normal reconciliation account? Our normal reconciliation account for AP is this one, right? Which is getting credited whenever you are posting the invoice.
Yeah.
So this reconciliation account you have to map to alternative reconciliation account, which is nothing but advances to suppliers that we have created just now. So what we are telling the system is whenever we are making the down payment to the vendor, we don't want to debit the same reconciliation account, but we want to debit this reconciliation account. Okay, so this is for spatial GL indicator A. You can see spatial GL indicator is A is used for down payments. Same way, you have to do the same thing for spatial GL indicator F also. Same thing. It is payment request. I'll tell you what is payment request. So again, the same reconciliation account will be assigned to same alternative reconciliation account and save it.
So the same spatial account we can use for the group of vendor, right? For the domestic.
Yes, yes. Similar to our recon account is also assigned to multiple vendors, right? Same way, our alternative recon account will be also assigned to multiple vendors.
And there are only two spatial GL indicator, A and F.
I'll explain.
Yeah.
I will explain you that. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll explain. Okay, so A and F are the two which are used for the advance payments. Now, let me show you how to make the advance payment to the vendor. So in order to make the advance payment, as I told you, you will go to transaction. This is a path. Under the down payments, you will be able to see F-48, which is used for the down payment. Double click on this. You can see the screen is again similar to the normal payment that you make to the vendor. So document date. Okay, you have the document type for making the payment. Vendor payment is always KZ. Company code, posting date, all these things are coming automatically. Here system is asking you to which vendor you are making the down payment. Okay, so you have to select the vendor. In my case, I want to make the down payment to this vendor. And here, because you are making the down payment, you have to enter the spatial GL indicator. So just now we configured spatial GL indicator A. So I'll say, I'm telling the system that I'm not making the normal posting to this vendor. I'm not posting the invoice. I am making the advance payment to this vendor. Now here your bank account from where you are making the payment. So I'm making the payment from, let's say, Citibank. How much amount I am paying? I am paying, let's say 1000 or let's say 500 INR. Okay, value date again for the bank account. So 04/04/2021. Enter and system will again ask you the amount here. So again, the same amount you need to enter. You can see system has automatically determined the advances to supplier GL account. Right? Now when you click on post, system will generate the accounting document. You can see the accounting document has been generated. If you go and see this document and display, you will see that your bank account has been credited and your vendor account has been debited. Okay, and in the spatial GL indicator you can see A. If you want to see the GL, go to the general ledger view. You will find that advances to supplier account, which we created as an alternative reconciliation account, is debited and your bank account has been credited. Clear on this?
Yes.
Okay. So what we have done is simply we have posted a advance to this particular supplier. What will happen next now? Now, after you made the advances to the supplier, supplier will send you the actual invoice. Right? When the actual invoice will come, again you will go to transaction FD60. Okay, you will post that particular invoice for this vendor. So let's say the invoice number is this, invoice date is this. Okay, and let's assume the original invoice is 1000. So we paid 50% advance. Okay, you can see even the message. I have pressed enter. Let me show you once again. Let me show you once again. So if I go to transaction FD60, okay, when I'm pressing enter, you can see even the system is clearly showing you that there is 500 INR advance payments given to this vendor. This is just for your information purpose. So system is clearly telling you that we already made the payment of 500 as an advance payment to this particular vendor. Just press enter. No need to do anything. This is just for the information purpose. Just keep on pressing enter and then you click on post. So it will post the document.
This GL was the bank GL, right?
Which one? Here. Which GL you
Yeah.
are saying?
Yeah,
Why
this
will
one,
you
this
use
one.
bank GL? Why will you use bank GL here? You are posting the invoice. When you post the
Okay.
invoice, you will tell the
Okay,
expenses,
purchase. Yeah,
purchase or
yeah.
expenses. So what would be total balance now for this vendor? I'm going to
500.
transaction 500, but I think remaining, yesterday we posted two more invoices of 1000 each, right? So total would be 2500. Let's see. There was already 2000 balance yesterday itself. No, something wrong. Just give me a minute. Let me verify. So balance, how many lines it is showing? Yeah, yesterday we posted one invoice and today we posted one invoice, right? So total balance it is showing is 2000. Now it is showing 2000 because if you don't click on the special GL, it will not include the advances. If you just go to the balances, this tab, it will only show you the actual invoices and the actual payments. It will not show you the down payments. It will not show you any special GL indicators. If you want to include the special GL indicator also, then you have to click on this. Okay, now you can see the balance is 1500. Okay, down payments of 500 and the liability of 2000. Overall remaining amount is 1500. Right? Now let's assume remaining 1500 you want to pay to this vendor. Okay, because you can see originally there was 1000 due with this vendor. Then we made the payment of 500 as a down payment. So consolidated balance is 500 and then we received the invoice of 1000. So overall balance is 1500. So now if you want to clear this 1500, you have to make the payment of 1500, which means you will go to transaction F-53. Okay, here you will enter the account from where you want to make the payment. You will enter the amount. Yeah, this is correct GL account. You will enter the amount 1500. You will enter the value date. Okay, the vendor account. And when you click on process open items, it will show you the overall balance. Why it is not showing the special GL indicators? It is only showing 2 invoices. It is saying that 2000 needs to be paid to this vendor. It is not considering the special GL indicator. Why? Because if you come back, I have to go back completely. So document date, bank account, how much you need to pay, value date, vendor, and here you can see there is an option to include a special GL indicators. If you keep it blank, then system will not include any special GL indicators here. If I tell the system I want to include special GL indicator A, I want to show all the lines against special GL indicator A, which means the down payments. Then if you click on process open items, it will show you the lines related to special GL indicator also. So now it is saying the balance is 0. We are making the payment of 1500 and there are total invoices due of 1500. Okay, and when you click on post, system will generate the accounting document, and now the payment has been made, which means if I show you the balance of this particular vendor, execute, here also it is showing 0. If you go to special GL also, here also it is showing 0. If you double click, it will show you all the lines are cleared.
Vikram, when we use FK10N or FBL3N, in which situation we should use which T code?
FK10N is for this report, where it is showing the balance. If you want to see the lines, you can directly double click from here, or you can go to transaction FBL1N.
Okay, so FBL1N, if we go, we can see the open items and paid items, right? And the cleared items. Here, I think we are not, we will not be able to define.
Right. So there are 2 reports. One is balances and second is line items. For balances, you will be using FS10N for GL, FK10N for AP, FD10N for AR. For line items, these 3 reports are FBL3N for GL, FBL1N for vendor, and FBL5N for customer. Is it clear now?
Yeah. And we have one more T code, right? FBL3H.
H is a new T code related to HANA, but you will not find much difference. So you can continue to use this T codes.
Okay.
Like this, if you go, there are more than 10 T codes for a same report. But you don't need to worry about all. The most commonly used are this one.
Okay, can you just go to FB60 screen?
FB60. Yes.
We have spatial GL indicator field here, right?
Yes.
So what is the use here? I think we are not using spatial GL indicator here.
No. Don't get confused. As of now, no need to worry. I'll tell you what are the other purpose of spatial GL indicator. As of now, you know the part functionality of spatial GL indicator, which is used for advance payments. So for advance payments, we will not use this. Let's try. If I show you, I want to make the advance payment to this particular vendor. So I'm selecting this vendor and I will select spatial GL indicator A. Okay, 04/04/2021. If I press enter, first enter the mandatory field, you can see spatial GL transaction A are not supported here. So there are other purpose of spatial GL indicator. As of now, we only understood the one purpose of spatial GL indicator, which is nothing but to make the down payments to the vendors. And you cannot make the down payments from here. In order to make the down payments, you have to use this transaction F-48.
So we have this only T code where we can make the down payment.
Yes. Okay, so what we understood is, in terms of down payments, the process is, first you make the down payment to the vendor, whatever. In our example, we are 50%. It may happen that sometimes we are only making 20%, or sometimes the vendor is asking for entire 100%. Once you make the down payment, after some days, you will receive the invoice from the vendor. So you have to book the invoice. And finally, you have to clear the down payment with the invoice and make the remaining payment if there is anything open. Right? I want to add one more scenario here. Sometimes, before you make the down payment to the vendor, who will, first of all, can you tell me who makes the down payment to the vendor? Which department in your organization will make the down payment to the vendor?
Accounting department.
Finance department.
Finance department. Finance department is responsible for making all the payments. But how the finance department will come to know that we need to make this much payment to the vendor? Finance department, is he directly interacting with the vendor?
It
No,
will come up
Is
purchase
purchase
department.
through purchase team.
department.
Yeah, normally purchase department interacts with the vendor. So purchase department will come to know that there is some payment which needs to be made to the vendor, but purchasing department will not make that payment. So what should the purchase department do? Purchase department has to ask the finance department to make the down payment to the vendor. And how he can do? He can obviously call the finance department, he can send a mail, but that would be off record, that would be outside SAP, right? What if
Yes.
we want to include this request also in SAP itself? So the purchasing department directly come to SAP and enter one transaction which will inform the finance department that the down payment needs to be made. So there is something called as down payment request. So the process would be like this. Purchasing department or any other department who is interacting with the vendor and who is requesting. So purchasing department creates a down payment request. Accounts department will convert request to actual payment. Then vendor will send the invoice. And finally, invoice will be cleared with down payment. And if required, remaining amount will be paid. Okay, so with this process we already understood. We understood how the account department will convert the how the accounting department will create a down payment. But before that, if you want to perform a request also, if you want how the purchasing department will create the down payment request, for that you have to use this transaction F-47 for request. Okay, let me show you the entire scenario. So if I double click on F-47 request, document date 04/04/2021. Okay, request is getting created with document type K. If you want, you can change it to KZ if required. Vendor, to which vendor we need to make the payment? We need to make the down payment to this vendor. And here you can see target spatial GL indicator. So we want to make the down payment, which means we want to make the spatial GL indicator A. Just press enter, enter the amount here. How much amount you need to pay? Let's say I want to pay 1000 INR to this vendor. Due on. So purchasing department is not only telling you we need to make this much payment, but purchasing department is also telling you when you should make this payment. So this is due today itself, 04/04/2021. Okay, and this is a request. This will not generate any accounting posting. You can see the document number is generated, but if you go to this document number, document and display, is this the accounting document? with one line? Is it possible in any system to generate an accounting document with single line?
No.
Okay, this type of documents in SAP are called as noted items. Remember this, it is noted item. Noted item means just for the information sake. This document is created so that you can inform the finance team that this much amount needs to be paid to the vendor. But this is not an accounting document. This is not a two entry document. It is not a dual entry document. Okay, and see one thing here, spatial GL indicator. Although we entered spatial GL indicator A, it has automatically taken spatial GL indicator F. Why? If it takes A, we will get confused that it is an actual down payment, but this is not the actual down payment. Spatial GL indicator F is for down payment request, so that we can clearly see that this is a down payment request, not the actual down payment. And that is the reason I told you for advance payments, two important spatial GL indicators are A and F. A for actual down payment and F for down payment request.
And Vikram, if instead of A, if we only give F in the input screen, then?
It will not take, because it is not spatial GL indicator, it is target spatial GL indicator. So when you say target spatial GL indicator, you cannot enter F. Let's try. So 04/04/2021. This is our vendor. If I try F and press enter, you can see spatial GL indicator F is not defined for down payment.
Okay, and K document type is for the invoice purpose, right?
No. K is for vendor, normal vendor adjustment. KR
Okay,
is for
so this. Okay, so 1701 document number has been used. So the next document number will be 2, right? If this document entry not created as accounting document, so that accounting document number will be used.
No, so document number has no relevance with the document, whether it is posted or not. If that number is already used, it will take the next number.
Okay, and which other adjustment we does with the document type KA?
There are a lot of things. Whatever adjustment, there are a lot of other transactions which you use for making the adjustments to the vendor. There you will be able to see document type KA.
Okay.
Yes. We will see that also. So as of now, just remember that spatial GL indicator F indicator A is used for down payment request and spatial GL is used for actual down payment. Okay, even if you see the configuration, let me show you the configuration also. So the spatial GL indicators are configured from financial accounting, AR and AP, business transactions, down payments made, okay, and define the alternative reconciliation account for down payment. Same screen which we used earlier, we configured for A and F. So if I show you for F, if I double click on F for our chart of account, this is where we define the GL accounts. We assign the reconciliation account to the alternative reconciliation account. If you go to properties, okay, this is where you can see the spatial GL indicator F can be used for down payment request, and actual down payments can take any of the spatial GL indicators. So spatial GL indicator A, spatial GL indicator I, M, B. As of now, you don't worry about others. Okay, normally we don't use this. Normally, spatial GL indicator F is assigned to spatial GL indicator A, which means anytime if I want to generate a request, if my target spatial GL indicator is A, system will automatically take spatial GL indicator F in the posting. If I show you the posting once again, this is not an accounting document. This is called as, this type of documents are called
Noted item.
noted items. Okay, remember noted items. Noted items are the down payment request, which is not the zero balance posting. It is only having a single line. Even if you go to FBL 3N, FBL 5N report, okay, and if you want to tell the system whether to include the normal items, noted items, parked items. So noted items, just now I told you, noted items are nothing but the down payment request. Let me show you FBL 1N. Can you tell me what is the total balance for this vendor as of now? We already made the payment of 1500, right? After that, we are not posted any invoice. So what should be the balance?
It's a cleared, no?
It is all clear, right?
Yes.
Execute this. You can see it is all cleared. But we created a down payment request, right?
Yes.
So that will come under spatial GL indicator and noted item. What is the difference between spatial GL indicator and noted item? Spatial GL indicators are the actual postings. So spatial GL indicator A will come when you tick this. But spatial GL indicator F will only come if you tick on noted items. Okay, if I execute now, you can see it is showing this noted item also of 1000, which is showing that we need to pay this much to the vendor. Here, what is noted item? So the purchasing department has created a noted item down payment request. Now the account department will come to know that there is some payment needs to be made to the vendor. So what he will do, he will use the same transaction. For making the down payment, he will use the same transaction F-48. You will double click 04/04/2021. What you can do now is you can directly take a request from here, or maybe first you select the account. So this is the account, spatial GL indicator A. All other details I will directly take from the request. The system will automatically show you the requests which are created for this vendor. So from which bank I am making the payment? Let's assume this bank. This is my value date. Okay, let's say amount is 1000. And you can see system is showing that there is this down payment request available. So I'll select this down payment request and convert it to the down payment. So money is going out of the bank account and vendor is getting debited. Okay, this is the actual posting. This is not a noted item. This is the actual posting. If you see this, the balance will become to 0. It will show 2 lines and the balance will be 0. And the spatial GL indicator is A, which means the actual payment, actual advance payment has been made to this vendor.
If we want to see the same thing, the noted item, the request, so we need to click on noted item in the FBL1, right?
Yes, let me show you the report. So now if you go to report, the down payment request is already converted to the actual down payment. So now, do you think that the noted item will appear?
No.
Let's try and execute. It is appearing, but as an actual spatial GL indicator. So if I remove the spatial GL indicator from here, and if I only want to see the noted item is converted to the actual down payment now, which means it will only come when you tick on spatial GL indicators, spatial GL transactions. So now it is showing that 1000 has been paid as advance to this particular vendor. Clear? Now in order to proceed with the process, we will receive the invoice. So again, you will book the invoice the way you book. You will go to transaction FB60. Okay. It is saying 1000 advance is already open. Click on post. So the invoice has been posted. So what should be the balance now? What should be the overall balance? One invoice of 1000 and one down payment of 1000. What is the total balance?
0.
0, right? Because invoice is 1000 and we already made the payment. We already made the advance payment. But both will show open till the time you don't clear it. As of now,
Yes.
both show open. So if you execute, you can see the balance is 0, but still both the lines are showing open.
Yes.
And that is the reason what we need to do is we need to clear these two things with each other. We need to tell that, okay, close these two items because they are cleared with each other. So in order to clear this, you will use the last process within accounting, financial accounting, accounts payables, document entry, down payment clearing, which is transaction F-54. Double click, enter the document date 04/04/2021. System will automatically show you the invoice number, the last invoice document which is posted. If you want some other document number, you have to enter it here. Okay, and it will click on the process. First of all, specify the vendor. Click on the process down payments. It will show you all the down payments which are open. Okay, as of now, there is only one down payment which is open. Select this, okay, and click on post. So what system will do? System will just knock off the invoice and down payment with each other. It will not generate any other posting. It will just knock off the invoice with the down payment. It is not going to increase the balance. It is not going to decrease the balance. It is just a clearing. We are clearing the down payments. Okay, so if you click on post, something wrong, correct the marked items. Maybe some important field is missing. Yeah, text field is mandatory here, so we need to enter text. Let's try to click on post now. So the document has been posted. You can see the next number. Arti, you were asking this question. It is still KA and the document number is generated as the next number.
Okay, so this adjustment also will go in document type K.
Yes, this adjustment is also going in document type KA. See, apart from invoice and the payment and the credit memo. So invoice is KR, payment is KZ, credit memo is KG. Whatever other adjustments you make to the vendor, by default it will take KA. But system is not stopping you. If you want to change, you can change it.
And one more thing, we have done the multiple advances and multiple payments, okay, and there are multiple line items which are open, and that has to be clear, that has to be knock off from that has to be knock off. So can we knock off all the transaction in one shot, in one
Yes, you can knock off from the same transaction.
Okay, so the single document number will get generated.
Sorry?
So suppose there are
Yes,
6
it will generate
lines.
a single document number. You can see this document.
Okay. For multiple line items also, it will create the single document, right?
Yes. For multiple line, if you have multiple down payments and you want to knock off with a single invoice, then it will create a single document number.
Okay, and if there are multiple invoices also?
If there are multiple invoices, then there is a similar transaction called as clear vendor. Okay, but this transaction will only allow single invoice because you are entering it here. If you have multiple invoices, then there is clear vendor transaction that you will be able to see in document. No, in account, I think. This one, F-44. So here you click on process open item, it will show you all the invoices, all the down payments, all the advance payments, whatever are there. You can select and all of them can be cleared at once.
Okay, so here a single document will be generated, right?
Single document will be generated, yes.
So further, do we need this document number, like we need the separation, like how the entry got knock off?
Yes. Let me tell you, that is very important thing. So if I go to FBL1N now, okay, and now I want to see if there are any open items. Just 1 minute, why it is still showing open? KR and KA. I think these are the old invoices. No, old invoices also we have posted, right? Normal items, special GL indicator items, and noted items. Okay, forget about this. There is something wrong. What I wanted to show you, let me concentrate there. So I want to show you the cleared items. Okay, let's execute. Now you can see these are the cleared items. Now your question is, you are saying, how will I know that these documents are cleared with which document, right?
Correct.
So each and every clear document will have two important fields. Clearing date and clearing document number. I'm just finding out clearing document. Oh, clearing document is already here in this side. So you can see this is the clearing document. So you can see this particular document number 15 ending with 000. This has cleared these two line items. One is credit memo, second is invoice. So you can see there was an invoice of 1000, there was a credit memo of 500, and then there was another invoice of 2000. Overall, we made the payment of 2500 and all these four lines got cleared. So this is the clearing document number, and this is a clearing date, the date on which the clearing document was generated.
Okay, so if there are hundreds of invoices and hundreds of down payment also, sometimes we do like that, right? And we are not clearing. Suppose we forget to clear, and in the last we clear all of the document with a single clearing document number. So we can segregate like this.
Yes, you can see, even if you are clearing thousands of documents with one clearing document, this clearing document will appear same for all those 1000 line items.
Okay.
This is important question which is asked in the exam. What are the clearing, what are the clearing document fields? So just remember two fields, clearing document number and clearing date. These are the two important clearing information. Question is, what are the fields related to clearing information? So in order to identify whether the document is cleared or not, first of all, the document is cleared or not, you can see here in green, and then these two fields are important. So you will get 4-5 options, and the two correct answers are clearing document number and clearing date. So these are the two important clearing information which is captured when you clear the document. And this is not only for down payment. Even if the normal payment you make, you have an invoice and you make a normal payment, so then also this document will clear. So as long as this is green, if this is green, then definitely you will be able to see the clearing document number and clearing date. Not only for down payment, even for normal invoice, normal payment, when this is green, this means there is a clearing document number and there is a clearing date.
Okay, and Vikram, if we don't have any advances, okay, we have normal invoice and we have done the normal payment. So still we need to do the clearing?
if you are doing the payment, at the time of payment, you are able to select the invoice. So if you are selecting the invoice, the document will be cleared there itself.
Okay, whether it is manual or automatic, both the payment.
Yes.
We don't need to do manual clearing, means we don't need to use the F-44 and F-54.
If you are making the normal payment and while making the payment, you are selecting the invoice against which you are getting the payment, then there is no need of manual clearing. It will automatically clear.
We select the invoice always, right? There is option we don't select the invoice. While doing
Normally,
payment.
if you are, yeah, there is an option if you are making on account payment. So you are making the payment to the vendor, but you are not clear against which invoice you are making. At that time, it will remain open.
Okay, so that time we need to use this T code.
Yeah, let me show you. So if you go to F-53, normally what you do is you specify the bank from where you are making the payment. You specify the vendor also, but then when you go to process open items, this is where you need to select the line items. Now these are the two line items which are open. But if you don't want to specify this, there is an option to make the payment on account, which means you are not specifying that this payment is against this particular invoice. I think this one. So you can double click here. Okay, which means now you can see without selecting the invoice, you are making the payment. So what system will do, this payment will go on account, which means later on, when you actually know against which invoice you received a payment, you have to knock off with each other. So you have to use F-44 only when at the time of payment when you are not selecting the actual invoices.
Okay, means we are not activating any line items, so simply this entry will go and sit in the with the
On
green
account.
mark, right? On account.
Red
Okay.
mark, not green, red mark. Open.
Red mark.
Yes.
If we are paying also, then also it will be in a red mark. Okay, with the debit entry, right?
Exactly. When you are paying, your vendor will get debited, but it will be red because still you don't know that this payment is made against which invoice. So it will remain open.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Okay, I'll introduce this later on. Let's try if it is allowing me to post. Yeah, it is allowing me to post. So if I go to FDL1N now and execute this, you can see the third line has been created, KZ. This is red. Why? Because we don't know. Now later on you realized, okay, this payment that I got, this was against this invoice. So now if you want to perform manual clearing, you can go to transaction F-44. So one payment line, one invoice line, you can knock off with each other. So this is my vendor. Okay, and I want to click on process open items. It is showing me all the three items. I don't want to clear this. I want to clear this with this. Right? So if you click on post, now if you go to FBL1N once again, it will show you only one line item is open because others we have cleared.
This line item will not get clear, right? Because
very clear
the same
with
we
each other.
posted, that was the debit, and this is also debit.
I hope this is now right. No, it was not debit. No, it was showing you the credit line item. Two line items were credit and one was debit. So we credited, sorry, we cleared the debit item with the credit item, and that is the reason the balance has become zero.
Okay, and this is the advance we have. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so we understood now how to create a down payment request using transaction F-47. System will automatically generate the special GL indicator F, which is also called as noted item. Then using transaction F-48, accounting team will convert the request to the actual down payment. Then the vendor will send the invoice using transaction FB60. You can book that invoice. and then the invoice will be cleared with the down payment using transaction F-54, I think, right? What was the transaction code for clearing?
F-54 and F-44.
Yeah, F-54 for down payment clearing and F-44 for normal vendor clearing. Then if required, you can make the remaining payment using transaction F-53. Okay, so this is overall process. This question is asked in the exam about the down payment process. So what are the 3 steps or the 4 steps in the down payment? First is the request, second is the actual payment, third one is the invoice, and then is the clearing. These are the 4 steps in the down payment process. Starts with the request, then the actual down payment, then the invoice, and finally the clearing. Okay, so which functionality is used in order to make the advance payment to the vendor? Spatial GL functionality. Spatial GL indicator, there are 2 important spatial GL indicators, A and F. A for actual down payment, F for down payment request. Which GL account is used for advances to the payments? We don't use the normal reconciliation account because the normal reconciliation account is a liability account. We want to use another GL account as to be used during the advance payments to the suppliers, and that is the reason we make the use of alternative reconciliation account using spatial GL indicator. Very small configuration where you need to assign the normal reconciliation account to the alternative reconciliation account.
Vikram, so as the FI team, we never use F-47, right? The requests come from the other department, or there are scenario we also use the F-47.
No. See, first of all, as a consultant, we never use any of these transactions. As a FI end user also, maybe if you have a team which is not actually making the payment, but just informing you that the payment needs to be done. So any person who is requesting can create a down payment request. It is not necessary that it has to be from the purchasing team. In this example, it was a purchase team, but it may happen that I am from AP team or maybe I am from GL team. I need to make the payment to the vendor, but since I am from the GL, I don't have the access to make the payments. So even if I am from FI department, I have to request a down payment.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah, just give me a minute. Yeah, okay. So any questions on down payments? What are the down payments? Just remember down payment equal to advance payments. In SAP, there is nothing called as advance payments. We call it as a down payments.
Hi Vikram, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
See, I am stuck in between where we are vendors payment. Okay, how we filling the information, and at the line item sections, we select. Is it by default debit or something?
Where? F-53?
No, it's vendor payment.
Yeah, it is F-53, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not this.
Down payment.
Mm, uh, Down payment. I'm not getting it exactly where it is. But there are 2 sections, header and line items. Okay, just we are entering the vendor's account, and then there are line items. Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, Rogan, what is your question now?
Yeah, just put vendors randomly or the same vendors. Okay,
Hmm.
and with the amount 10,000 or something.
Hmm.
Okay, so yes, in the below line items, just we
Hmm.
considering is it we are creating here the vendor invoice.
Yes, this is a vendor invoice.
Okay, so in the GL account, we are selecting here 400 something, no?
Hmm?
And yeah, my question is it the by default debit?
Yeah, because when you are creating a vendor invoice, your vendor is getting credited. So this is a vendor
Yes,
credit,
yes, yes.
and your GL account will become debit.
Okay, okay. It means no need to be update something. It's
So
by default it is accepted.
yes, so when you are creating a vendor invoice, normally your vendor gets credited and your
Yes,
corresponding GL account gets debited. If you go for the credit memo, this will become reverse.
yes,
Okay, because I
yes, yes.
entered, so that is the reason it is asking this. Now you can see, if I say credit memo, then my vendor will get debited and my corresponding GL accounts will automatically get credited.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, Ikra.
Yeah. Okay. I have to stop early today. I got some urgent work. So maybe this thing we will cover in our next session, payment term and foreign transactions, along with there are important things that we need to cover now called as automatic payment program. So whatever we have done till now, we have made the manual payment to the vendor, right? Same thing we need to do as a automatic payment to the vendor. I'll tell you what exactly is automatic payment. There is a program which allows you to make the payment to multiple vendors at the same time. So that is something which we'll be discussing in the coming session, automatic payment plus dunning. So dunning is another important functionality in SAP, which is very commonly asked in exam as well as interviews. Although it is not used that much in industry, but still the from the questions related to the interviews and exams, it is a favorite topic. So we need to discuss those two things. But whatever we discuss today in terms of the down payments with respect to AP, I request you to do the same testing for AR also. Okay, what you need to do, simply whatever we have done for AP, same way, if you go to the configuration of SPRO, first of all, you have to create a new GL, advances from customers. And that new GL you have to assign to special GL indicator under down payments received. Okay, here again define the reconciliation account for customer down payment. So here also you have to use A and F. In A, you will enter your normal customer reconciliation account, and here you will enter the GL account related to advances from customers. Okay, and the transaction codes to create a request. So accounts receivable, document entry, down payment, you can see there are three same transactions. F-37 to request the down payment from customer, F-29 to book the down payment received from the customer, and F-39 to perform the clearing with the original invoice. Okay, so just try it out. If you are able to do the AR practice also together with AP, that would be great, because the topics that we are going to start now, those are very important topics, and those are very you can say lengthy topics. And that is the reason at least the small topics that we discussed till now, if you practice till here, it will become very easy for you to understand the further topics. Okay, any questions before we close?
So will be seeing those scenario also if we are not completely paying to the vendor if it is partial.
Yes, we need to see those scenarios also. We need to see what is partial payment. We need to see what is residual payment. So there are further topics in AP and AR that we need to discuss. As of now, we have made the complete payment, but we will be also seeing
Okay.
how to make the partial payment to the vendor, and even how to receive the partial payment from the customers also.
Yeah, and if there is some amount on hold, like retention and all, so we'll check
Yes,
those scenarios. Right?
yes, we'll be talking about that. Okay,
Vikram,
yes,
yeah, just do a favor and please send these yesterday and today's video as soon as possible for the practice.
that could be possible. I think tomorrow by afternoon we'll be getting it, both the videos.
No, okay, no problem. Thank Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. See you tomorrow. Sorry, see you on next Saturday. Bye.
Bye, Vikram.